In one hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said 1/10, 1/9, 1/8. He kept going till he said half, then he said a fourth, a third. You know what? This hadith was talking about the reward that you get in prayer. And this reward is directly linked to how much focus you have in prayer. And being focused in prayer, this is something that's very, very important, because this is your link and your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is you connecting with your Lord. And it doesn't make any sense for you to present 40 years, 50 years of prayer that's just Allahu Akbar, and then you're out into the market getting great business ideas, thinking of all kinds of things, anything but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right, why is this important? First of all, besides the reward, as we just mentioned in this hadith, we have the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that when you say Allahu Akbar and you're in prayer facing your Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His greatness, in His majesty and magnificence, turns to look at you, and He only turns away when you turn away. How do you turn away? Many times people turn away with their hearts. Sometimes physically people are turning away. They're just distracted by something else that they're looking at. And what a shame to present 40, 50 years of prayer just like that. This is how every time you meet your Lord, you're just thinking of something else. Now imagine you're talking to someone that you believe to be someone very important, and while they're talking to you, while they're looking at you, you're just looking away. You're not focused. You're not really listening or paying attention to what you're saying even. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. We don't compare Allah to His creation. But that's not what we want to present to Allah. That's why you find the Prophet ﷺ, he said, صَلُّوا صَلَاةَ مُوَدِّعٍ. Pray the prayer of someone who's departing. If, may Allah preserve your life and extend your life in His obedience, but if someone told you you're going to die in the next 10 minutes, you can pray 2 rak'at. Are you just going to knock it out like real fast while you're thinking of something else? Or are you going to really take your time and focus as much as possible? Pray as if it were your last prayer. What would that mean? How much focus would I put into that? Focus starts before you even get to them. If someone tells you sprint to the salah and then say Allahu Akbar and just join the jama'ah, could you focus after sprinting like that? Or are you just going to be breathing heavily? But start by walking to the salah, walking to the masjid. The Prophet ﷺ said, even if you're going to miss the salah, don't run. Just take your time. It even starts with the wudu. Remembering that the wudu is an act of worship. You're doing it slowly and you're thinking about what you're about to step into. Then you calmly come to the salah. Then you say Allahu Akbar. Then you look down at the ground. Doesn't that help you focus? Imagine someone tells you, feel humbled and impoverished in front of Allah, but you have to put your hands on your hips and look up. You couldn't feel that way because even the physical position doesn't help you meet that spiritual condition. So understanding what you're reciting in the Quran, in the Salah, that will help you focus better in your prayer. Looking down, like we just said, helps you focus in your prayer. The scholars mentioned actually over 30 some different points on how to attain better khushu'. There is a shaitan. His number one job is to come to you in salah. And he's the one who gives you great business ideas. He's the one who tells you that your food is burning on the stove and all that, because his job is just to distract you from that prayer. And the Prophet ﷺ said, when you're distracted like that, you say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, and then you do tatafful, which is in English spittle, which is basically air with a little bit of wetness, like that. Now, the scholars mentioned something, and I love this point. They said you can just focus. Just redirect your focus. Why is that a beautiful point? Because it tells you He doesn't control you. He doesn't have power over you. He doesn't hypnotize and take over your mind. You can just get rid of Him just by focusing a little bit. There are many things to say about focusing in prayer, but the best thing you can do is just be conscious of the idea that I want to focus as much as possible in my prayer. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to grant us khushu'. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.